Hello, I'm Christy and I've been living in this 30-foot travel trailer for the past 2 years. While everything has its pros and cons, today I'm going to share 7 things that I think you will love about RV living. First, and this is the number one thing I talk about all the time, RV living can be so inexpensive. Now there's a way to make any lifestyle expensive, but I think there's definitely choices you can make to live cheaply, very inexpensively in an RV full time. So I live stationary in my RV, which helps to cut down on the cost because I need to live stationary because I stay in one place, I work in one place. I'm not, a remote nomadic worker. So I pay a monthly fee to park in this RV park, and I also have the benefits of a mailbox and trash and recycling. There's even a bathroom if I want to use the bathroom or shower here. There's quite a few amenities that I get along with just paying for the parking space. And the cost I paid to park here is a fraction of what it would cost for me to rent a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment in my area. For me, and I think for a lot of people, that's a really big draw of full-time RV living. It can be so much cheaper than living in an apartment or a home and renting. Full-time RV living also brings with it some independence. You can choose where to go much more easily than if you had a lease in an apartment or owned your own home. There's limitations too. Not all states and all cities are friendly to full-time RV living. There's ways that you can be creative. You could look for a full-time RV parking situation like I have. Trailer parks, mobile home parks will sometimes take RVs. Oftentimes you can find a piece of land. People will rent out their driveways sometimes. There's a lot of different ways to get creative when it comes to full-time RV living if you're planning on being stationary or at least somewhat stationary. The flexibility of being able to move around is such a huge benefit. When I was living in a city apartment in downtown Oakland, man, the last couple years that I was there was really tough because they were building just massive high-rises right around me, and the noise and the pollution was constant, and I felt so trapped. But now being in this RV, if something were to happen in my area, I'm so mobile, I could easily choose a different location to park my RV. And of course, RV living definitely appeals to traveling nurses, digital nomads, or people that need to move around from place to place by nature of the work that they do. While there are limitations that come with full-time RV living, there's also a lot of independence that it affords you. Another one of my personal favorites is the simplicity of it all. Living in less than 300 square feet forces you to downsize and have less stuff. It's also a lot less to clean and take care of. It's not for everybody, but that simplicity is something I really enjoy and appreciate. It helps me to feel more mentally clear and able to focus on the things that really matter to me. Another benefit that is somewhat dependent on where in particular you choose to park your RV, but I can speak to personally, I have felt more connected to the outdoors by nature of living in a travel trailer. Sometimes it can be a negative, like when it's hailing and thunderstorming, it can sound kind of scary. But the other side of that, and the part that I really want to speak to, is that, because there's not such a buffer between you and the outdoors, there is kind of this natural rhythm maybe that develops over time. Like, I just notice things more. I notice the birds more. I notice the trees more. I notice the temperature more. I pay attention to the weather more. And that kind of stuff, I don't know, I think it has some deeper benefit that I don't fully understand, but that I was missing when I lived in the city and in an apartment. Maybe you can get that same benefit just living in a house in the country, but by nature of being in a less insulated, smaller space that is a bit more exposed to the elements, I'm forced to be a bit more in tune with what's going on with the weather and the climate and the geography around me. Something that not everybody will appreciate, but I do, is that I've had to learn new skills by being an RV owner and living full-time in my RV. Things break, things need fixing, things need attention and maintenance, and you can choose to pay someone a whole bunch of money to do it or learn how to do it yourself, oftentimes from watching YouTube videos. I never would have imagined myself replacing a water heater, but I did, and I just watched a couple YouTube videos and read the manual and put it in, and it's, there's like a little thing that's off about it, but it's like 95% functional, and it's something that I'm really proud of myself for figuring out how to do on my own. So it can be really empowering to learn new skills like that and to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and do a project you normally wouldn't have done were you not living in an RV full time. Something that I think benefits a lot of RV owners is that it's totally pet friendly. Well, of course, if you're in an RV park or a trailer park like we are, there's going to be some, rules around having your dog on a leash or whatnot. But basically what goes on inside your RV, that's your own business. So if you want to have 5 dogs or be the crazy cat lady or have a pet pig or whatever, that's okay. No one's going to care because you're in charge of your own space and you have to mitigate any destruction that your pet might cause. Finding a pet-friendly place can be a real barrier for a lot of people. And so I think that RV living can solve that for a lot of folks. Last but not least, something very special about RV living is the community that you can build, the sense of community around you, especially of course if you have neighbors. There's online communities for RV living, for full-time RVing, but if you're like me and you live in a park and you have neighbors close by, it's really easy to interact with them and get to know them, and people are always so willing to pitch in and help. Even if you're totally different people from totally different places with totally different life, even speaking different languages, because you have the shared experience of all living full-time in an RV, that's a common ground and something that you can really connect on. And we've benefited so much from the little community that we have in our RV park. I've borrowed tools from people, I've given food to people, my neighbor helped me replace my floors. They've watched after our pet, I've watched after their pets. It's been very easy to build a community just because by living in an RV with neighbors near you, you're forced to see each other a little bit more and talk to each other a little bit more because you're closer, and because your indoor space is smaller, you naturally go to the outdoors. Just as a small example, we don't have a garage, right? So we park outside. And we'll often interact with our neighbors when we're going to and from our car or taking out the trash. We're forced to see each other and interact with each other, and that helps build community. I mean, little tiffs can happen here and there too, but that's always going to be the case for humans. For the most part, it's a huge benefit to know your neighbors and have some shared experience together where you can offer support to each other. Those are just a few things that I thought were worth mentioning, things that I've loved and other people I know will also love about full-time RV living. If you watched my last video, you'll know that my husband and I will soon be buying a home and leaving our RV. We're gonna sell it. We're not gonna hold on to it, but I've still got a few more RV living videos in me, so please stay tuned for those. If you're not already a subscriber and following this channel, please do that. I'm a little random and all over the place these days because I'm pregnant, but I've got some great ideas for this channel and things that I'd like to work on. I'd also love to hear your feedback, and if you have any other things that you love or you think you will love about full-time RV living, please share that in the comments below. I will see you guys in the next video. I'm here in my pajamas, just woke up, haven't even brushed my hair, and I'm pounding in the last pieces of flooring. Yet again, I have learned something new the hard way. I think our hot water heater is busto. Because our water heater has been busted and we've been giving our floor time to dry out and we haven't put our new water heater back in, we have our gas turned off, which includes our gas for cooking. So I'm doing some outdoor cooking today. Delicious steak in here. Hey!